So there's this little thing called cause and effect. For every action, there's a reaction, right? So, well, my dilemma here is, or my concern, is that I have followed through with protocol on the steps of, you know, filing, just if you have an issue, there's protocol that you follow. Um, you have to go to direct supervisor. That was my letter to the teacher, and that didn't yield any responses. And so then I forwarded that to the principal, and then I had a meeting. And so everything has been made aware of to administration and personnel, and the teacher's aware of what's going on because I've, sent her copies of the letter. But the problem with me here is that there aren't any consequences that I've seen. The teacher isn't being held responsible or accountable. I don't know, not that I've seen at least. Um, there's no repercussions on her part. She breached the confidentiality, she breached privacy, and so far there's a little bit of harassment going on. But the solution or the way that things are being handled are by placing me in another classroom. So that's not really solving the problem, it's just reconfiguring the situation and the dynamics of the classroom. Apparently, you know, they say that it's a disagreeing of or a conflict of personalities. It's much more than that, actually. So, oh, let me remove you and put you in another classroom. Okay, so that leaves me with what is the teacher being held accountable for? I haven't seen anything in that regard. She chose to take these actions and nothing is being dealt with. So I'm a little concerned that this is going on in an institution like a school, and I'm sure that it goes on everywhere. It's just people don't really talk about it. How is it okay for us to be in positions to teach children right from wrong, cause and effect? If you cross the street without looking, you can get hit. Um, if you talk while the teacher's talking during a lesson, you get to sit on the bench for recess. There are consequences for actions, for undesired actions. So if we're teaching this, why are we not modeling this? Or why are they not modeling this, particularly this teacher? It's not being modeled. It makes for a very confusing situation and a very unsettling feeling to know that you're capable of doing everything opposite of what your intent is to teach. You're capable of doing this, and this worries me. And that no one has held her accountable for any of her actions. No one has held her accountable for sending an aide to someone's house and basically harassing that person, for breaching my privacy, for discussing my situation as an employee of a district with others without my consent. She's not being held accountable. So I'm wondering, is there a manipulation of power here? I'm not exactly sure, and it worries me that since I spoke to people that are higher up, that nothing is going to, it worries me that they up there are just, would rather just reconfigure the situation, like I said earlier, rather than nip it in the bud. So I'm just confused about this, and really unsettled that someone with so much potential to do wrong to someone whom you've never had a problem with is in the position to teach children not to do these things. It makes absolutely no sense. And it's more confusing that after my meetings with these people, I haven't seen any consequences for the teacher's actions. There needs to be some sort of consequence for behaving like that. I need a letter of apology. She needs to be written up. It's not just, oh, I've been here for forever. You're going to take my word for it and we're just going to remove her from the situation and be on our merry way. That's not how life works. You chose to take those actions and I chose to bring them to light. But she's behaving in a way that she feels like she's been wronged. You haven't been wronged. I've only brought all of this to the attention of higher officials because it's not okay to treat your coworkers like this. It's not okay to discuss their personal statuses. It's not okay to send people to others' houses. And it's not okay to not have her have consequences. What message are you sending as an institution, as an entity, by not following through with repercussions and consequences? It makes it difficult for me to understand how we can teach this when on the higher level, on the higher scale, it's not being taken care of.